myself. The meeting is called to order at 5:05 a.m. The meeting is called to order at 10:05 a.m. Your time. A roll call. Myself, Marie Allen Campbell, present. Kashana Owens Cody,
Present.
Donna Bullock,
Here.
Dominic Mazza,
Present.
Constance Graves, Constance Graves,
Say it again. Sorry.
present. Adrian Kissy, absent. Larry Malden, absent. We also have with us today Dr. Lisa Hanley,
Here.
Jeffrey Weiss,
Present.
Marissa Zanfardino,
I am here.
Pretty Mather,
I'm here.
Sam Mather.
Here.
And we also have a guest online, Merton Simpson.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So we'll go next to any legal update or discussion. Do you have anything?
Nothing since our last meeting.
Okay, so we'll go straight to mapping. And I think we should begin by just looking at everything that we have. The 5-district map, the 6-district map, the Larsdahl map. And just do a run through of the statistics and take a look at the functional analysis. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So Pretty and Sam, I'm handing it to you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. As you all know, we have 3 plans before you. One of them is a 5-district plan, and then there are 2 6 districts plans. So this is the 5-district plan, and we have called it November 5A. And this was, we started with our original plan A, and we worked and made the districts a little bit better. So you have that in front of you. You have the map and the statistics. Then the other plan that we have on the table is a 6-district plan that was a public submission by Larsdahl. And we have a map for that here. And then the third plan is a 6-district plan, which we call November 9B. And this is also available. So basically, commissioners, you have 3 choices. And if you look at the statistics for the 5-district plan, November 5A, we have put in our original numbers so you can compare. And then these are our plan 5A numbers. And this, for your reference, we have put in the plan C numbers that we had sent to the legislators before. So you can see that this plan has stronger voting age population in some districts.
Say that again, Pretty.
This is the November 5A plan. And on this PowerPoint slide, I've been able to put the original Plan A that we had looked at, so you can compare the numbers. Then we have the Plan 5A, November 5A numbers. And then we have also put in the Plan C numbers that was initially sent to the legislature.
Okay,
So you
Just want to
can-
know,
Yeah.
sorry. Gonna say Adrian and Larry did walk for your records, sorry.
can you say that again, Kashana? Your voice is a little,
Sure, Larry and Adrian have come to the meeting now. They're here.
okay, thank you.
So that is Plan November 5A. Then we have the Lars Dahl plan from October 17th. And we have the map on one side, and then we have the November 5A numbers, the Lars numbers, and the November 9B numbers. So you can compare them all on one sheet. Then the third plan is the 6th district plan, which we call November 9B. And the same thing, you can see the map on the left and you have the statistics on the right. So basically, these are the three plans, and you have the choice of giving us feedback if you would like the way they are, or if you would like changes.
Okay, does anyone have questions, comments, or concerns?
I would like to hear from on the effectiveness issue from consultant.
Should the effectiveness.
So,
Okay. we
Yes,
could
Dr.
keep-
Yes.
But we could keep the maps up there. But I will just tell you what happened in terms of the election results. I don't know, yeah, Pretty, if you want to leave the map up there. Now, in the 7 district plan, there were 5 districts in which a minority preferred candidate of the 2 contests that we looked at won at least one contest. So all of the districts have a score of 1 in terms of the 5 really effective districts. And then there are 2 additional districts that do not as well, but still do well enough to give us an idea that they might elect the minority preferred candidate. Now, what's strange about all these additional plans is that they only have, like the current plan, only 4 districts. Despite electing 5, there are only 4 districts that score. Now,
excuse me?
Yeah.
Which plan are you talking about that
Okay.
elect for?
The 6th district plan and the Dahl 6th district plan, both of those. Actually, I'm sorry, they elect 3, but 1 is very strong. Okay, so in the Dahl plan, District 1 and 2 elect a minority preferred candidate in 1 contest, District 4 in 2 contests, but in District 3, 6, and 7, no contests. In Plan 9B, the District 2 is the really strong one that elects 2 candidates. District 1, 3, and 4, no candidates. And District 6 and 7, 1 candidate each. Somehow, in the drawing of these plans, we've lost an effective district, I guess, because in the current plan, we have 1 district that's strong with a 2, and then 3 districts No, so I guess it's the 3 districts that have score 1s, and then 1 district that scores a 0, but still elects, and that's District 3.
So can I just go over the numbers?
Yes,
So you said the Laurel's Doll submission. 1 and 2 elect the minority preferred candidate.
in one of the 2 contests. So they score, so you've got a sort of a 1 next to 1 and a 1 next to 2, a 0 next to 3, a 2 next to 4. Now 4 isn't even a majority Black district under the Dahl 6 district plan, but it's still very strong. And then you've got 0s again for 6 and 7.
Okay, and then the other plan,
So the functional, the November 9 plan.
right, you said District 2 elects 2 candidates,
Right, so District 2 is the strong one
and you said Districts 1, 3, and 4 elect no candidates,
that's correct.
and District 6 and 7 elect 1 candidate each.
That's correct.
Okay, and what are the numbers for the 5 district map?
Depends on what you mean by 5 district map.
The November 5A?
I don't know if this is it or not. I get, mine is not labeled. Here's what I have, but this might not be correct. And maybe Pretty has the functional analysis for the plan you're talking about. I think it's this plan in which we have 1 being elected in District 1, 2 again very strong, 2 being elected, 3, 0, 4, 1, and 6, 1. So you have 4 districts that are electing. In all of these, but that's what we have in the current plan, by the way. In the current plan, District 3, even though it's majority Black, doesn't elect 1, while Districts 1, 4, and 6 do, and District 2 is particularly strong and elects both. What's interesting to me is
So District 3 is a district that we had a minority candidate win.
that I think is Wanda Willingham's district. So she's winning. She's winning even though the minority preferred candidate in the 2 contests we're looking at does not carry the district. And she has the district with the highest Black BAP at the moment, but it's, in terms of looking at these other elections, the least likely to elect, although it did elect her. Now, in the 7 district plan, District 3, the Black BAP declines pretty dramatically, but one of the Black preferred candidates wins. That doesn't happen in any of these other plans. I know they've rejected the 7 district plan, but strangely enough, District 3, I mean, it depends on, I know that, you know, the Black BAP is lower, but the statistics for James and Williams is higher.
It's sounding to me that given the uncertainty of these different new plan iterations, that the safest plan across the board, and Lisa, tell me if I'm wrong, seems to be the Plan C originally submitted to the legislature.
Well, that's why that's why the committee selected Plan C. But,
right, but we
again, the BAPs are low in that district, and and so I think it makes people nervous. But when we start to increase the BAPs in all of these plans, we do less well in terms of the functional analysis. But
and it's the functional analysis that counts the most.
Well, to me, it would, but I think that the incumbents are uncomfortable with that and would
Right,
prefer
but the
to say,
incumbents, yeah, but the incumbents can't be considered. I mean, although the incumbents, of course, have final vote on a plan, they don't have input into the, the map drawing itself, since we cannot take incumbency into consideration.
yeah, I don't know what to say because.
Okay, I have
Yeah.
I have a question. What are some of the factors that would account for significantly higher minority VAPs and lower likelihood in the functional analysis?
Turnout, probably. Our functional analysis, we don't have any elections that occur at the same time as the county legislative elections. So the functional analysis we're looking at is in 2018, and in that time, I think we have a lot higher white turnout than we had in, say, these 2007, 2015, and 2019 contests.
This is Merch Simpson. Is it appropriate for me to make some comments and questions?
No.
Okay, all right.
I mean, if you want to provide comments, you would have to send us an email.
Okay, I will do that after the meeting.
Okay. Does anybody else have comments, questions, concerns?
Well, just trying to get to the point here. Let me put Lisa on the, I won't say the spot, but on the stand. Dr. Handley, if you were being asked to evaluate these plans for the best compliance with the Federal Voting Rights Act to maintain 5 effective districts, and by effective, I mean districts that are most likely to continue or that will elect the minority preferred candidate, which plan is that? Keeping in mind also that the New York State Voting Rights Act that goes into effect next year, highly recommends coalition districts, for that other minority districts, if they can be created, be created.
So the problem with a 5-district plan is it's, as we know, pretty straightforward creating a 6th district. So I mean, it seems to me, but I'm not a lawyer, but I think that it seems to me you could be sued and you could lose if you just drew 5 districts when it's easy enough to draw 6 districts. But probably the Voting Rights Act doesn't extend to the necessity of drawing 7 districts. But what's curious is that the 7-district plan produces 5 districts in which the minority preferred candidate carries the district in at least one of these elections, and the 6th district plan does not. I don't think that has any implications for the Voting Rights Act. I think that a 5-district versus a 6th district plan just might, though.
And which plan is the 5-district plan?
Well, the current plan is 5-district, and then there's this 5-district November 5 plan.
Statutory language is that you provide the residents of the district an opportunity to elect the candidate of their choosing.
That's correct.
So it's not a guarantee, but you're at least putting them in the game.
Well, with the caveat, they do have an opportunity now, and you shouldn't draw a district in which they would have less of an opportunity. So you could say, well, they still have an opportunity, but if you've diluted it so that the percentage of times they're likely to win is lower, that could be a problem.
Okay.
But if we're, I mean, if we're drawing 6 districts in a 6-district plan based on what you said, allows or indicates less opportunity that you're gonna have as many effective districts as the 5-district plan.
Well, as the 7-district plan, in which there were 5 effective districts. So the 7-district plan produces the only 5 districts that offer an opportunity in every single district for at least one of the 2 candidates to win. It's very odd. I don't know why it's lower in the 6-district plan than it is in the 7-district plan, which had 5 more solid effective districts with lower VAPs.
I'm just speaking to what you said. If you said that if we choose a 5-district plan and we could draw a 6th district, that we're likely to be sued. But if we're looking at 6-district plans that do not indicate, that indicate less effectiveness than a 5-district plan, does not that indicate support for the 5-district plan over the 6-district plan?
I think it might mean revisiting the 6-district plan to make them look more like the 5 effective districts in the 7-district plan. But I'm a little bit worried because the VAP in those districts are much smaller, and I'm just not sure how you're going to get that passed through the legislature. Somehow we have to create a 6-district plan that provides more opportunity. The DOL plan doesn't do any better. The DOL plan produces the same numbers, just different districts. I mean, if it's not, it seems like it should be possible, since the 7-district plan does offer 5 districts that score a 1. So District 2, or in the DOL plan, District 4, are both very, very strong. And I wonder if they could, that district, some of the voters from District 2 could shore up District 3, for example. Or in the DOL plan, where District 4 is stronger, some voters could shore up District 3.
So in the DOL, oh, that's the one that you said elects.
So
wins in
4
two
is the strong.
contests.
Yeah, District 4 is the strong one in terms of ability to elect in the DOL plan, and it's District 2 in the November 9 plan.
And there are some unknowns. I mean, you talked about the functional analysis looking at 2018 data.
That is,
we're not
that's the
looking at.
weakness of the functional analysis. In
So
that
we're
we
looking
don't
at
have anything.
2018 data, and we're also not looking at county legislature elections.
You can't look at county legislature elections to do a functional analysis. It's always an analysis of an election that's bigger in area than a district. But So that's not the downfall. The downfall of this functional analysis is the 2018 Democratic primary versus a city council election. Yes.
But is voter turnout higher? I mean, I know, like you said, I know we can't look at the legislative elections, but the voter turnout is probably might be higher in the legislative elections because we know they can't we know the candidates, we know what they're they're representing us versus the primaries, the connection with Governor Letitia, like Attorney General, all that. I don't know, the voters may not turn out for those elections because there's no connection. So I guess I'm looking, and we've heard the legislators say this too, is that voter turnout is a concern of theirs, but I'm curious.
Voter turnout is definitely lower in these off year 2015, 2019, but I suspect that it's really more a matter of, I think that Black turnout is always low, and it's not necessarily lower in these county legislative elections, especially in the area that you're talking about. What's lower is white turnout. So there's more white turnout on an even year election, right? 2018, 2020, so it's a little more difficult. So that's why you see District 3 not being effective, but in fact it does elect. And that's because I think the turnout differential is higher in 2018, the election that we're looking at for the functional analysis, versus what's happening in 2015 and 2019.
And I think there was also some indication that that came up in discussion before, that in MMD areas, there could sometimes tend to be a lower turnout of the white majority voters.
Well, in an MMD, they would be in a minority, and it is quite possible there's political science research that suggests that in these more integrated areas, white voters are less likely to turn out than white voters in wealthier areas of the city.
And there was one concern raised in the meeting that I had with several of the legislators last week by Legislator Willingham, that she mentioned that the white turnout could be higher and turn out more than the Black vote, but that's not what you're saying, Lisa.
Either.
Lisa's right.
She is winning in a district in which neither James nor Williams carries. So something is happening that's electing her that's not electing these people. And I think it's white turnout. I think white turnout is higher in 2018 than it is in 2015.
So it depends on the so it depends on the candidates and the year of the election.
I think it depends a lot on the year of the election. It might also, of course, depend on the candidate. I mean, I have to go back and look at my report to see how much white vote she's getting.
I mean, if you look at, I know whether or not it's totally applicable or not, but more anecdotal. If you look at the city of Albany, and that's basically what we're talking about here, with the exception of a section of Benin. The city of Albany has 19 council people. I last counted.
Say that again, Nick.
The city of Albany, I believe, has, I'm pretty sure, 19 council people. 15 of them are people of color. 4 of them were elected in white majority districts, and in many cases defeated white candidates. So I really think it's about the quality of the candidates that get put forward, and that's not part of our mission here. I understand that, but I think it makes it a point about weak districts and so on and so forth. yes, the numbers matter, and I think the numbers that we're looking at are effective. But you've got to look at the results and how people behave. And if you put up, even in a white majority district, the city council has got 15 people of color, and I know 4 of those districts are white majority, and sometimes beat incumbents for work. And I will leave it at the
it's the
or
first-
yes.
the-
You put up good. People turn out for people they want to elect.
Yeah.
Nick, your voice is fading a little bit.
No, I'm fading anyway. No. I've been
that's-
fading for a long time, Marie. No, I'm just saying, I on that point, I've made my point.
So no, that's a very good point, and thank you for making it. It's another indication that there's lots of things, that affect how an election goes.
Anyone's motivation.
But would the voter population for the city versus the voter population for the county,
Larry, I can't hear you.
I said, what role would the voter population for the city play in that versus the voter population of the county? You have a larger voter population in the county than you do in the city. So yes, it may elect the city council people because the voter population is smaller, because you're only voting for the city. You're not voting for the whole county.
No, his point was
But I don't-
motivation to support a candidate.
I understand that, but I'm just wondering, besides motivation, does voter population also play a factor into that?
Let me ask you a question. These districts that we're looking at here for the county legislature, are they all anchored in the city or?
Yes.
It's the same
They're
people.
all-
Same
The
population.
county.
Yeah.
The same.
They're all within the city. So you're talking about the same voters. You might have
Yes.
different turnout,
Yeah.
but it's the
Yes.
same voters.
Yeah.
I'm only talking-
Now that we're not going into
Understand.
Manans, yeah, it's completely
Well,
the city,
but-
Yeah, exactly the same.
Well, just- right? City,
But, as the population moves there,
Mhm.
they should have the opportunity.
oh, yeah,
To elect.
Yeah.
And I have
Wait,
another,
hold on one second. Am I the only one having trouble hearing? Is everybody else able to hear fairly easy?
yes. Well, I can
No,
only
they-
speak for
they-
me.
Well,
No, they-
we'll speak louder. We understand. We'll have.
No, I'm talking about the other people that are not in the room.
Oh, all right.
I could hear everything.
I can hear
Okay.
clearly, Mercer Simpson. I can hear
I can hear
clearly.
clearly also.
Okay, all right, thank you.
When we look at the effectiveness of these districts and the fact that, as I said, when we look at do a 6-district map, although we may increase the population, the voting population, they're still not as effective as the 7-district map. Could it be because we went into Manans like we did with the 7-district map that allowed us to strengthen those districts in the city? Because we took population from Manans that freed up population in other places?
The effective districts in the 7-district plan are 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and not 1 and 7. So it's not up on the screen right now, but let's look at 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the 7-district plan, which are more effective than the they must just somehow be located somewhere that we're just getting more votes for Black preferred candidates despite lower Black VAP. I'm not getting any indication that, well, I don't know. I think you had, I think pretty, it was on an earlier slide. I think you had it at the bottom of an earlier, oh, but not a map, maybe, not a map, sorry. So in the 7-district plan, 1 or 2 of those districts goes into Manans, is that the idea?
Yes.
And is it, do we know what districts they are off the top of our head, or do we have to look at the map?
District 3 was enlarged to include part of Manans.
District 3. Huh. Okay, what's really odd is that that district, the 7-district plan is the only plan in which District 3 elects. It does not elect it in either of the 6 district plans, but going into Manans helps District 3. Now, how could that be?
It's also like it doesn't look the same way as it does on the maps right here. Like it doesn't cut across, it just goes
Straight
right
up.
up. It goes straight up.
Yeah.
So it's
Plan C revised on July 8th, I believe.
So it goes north-south rather than east-west? Is that the idea?
I think Pretty's getting ready to put it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it looks very different.
Mhm.
Oh, my goodness.
Straight up.
Well, all I can tell you is that that's the only configuration of District 3 that produced a win for one of the 2 Black candidates that we're looking at in our functional analysis.
So
James wins that.
let me understand something here. District 3 elected minority candidate prior to us going into Manans. And now you telling me if we go into Manans, that gives District 3 an even greater opportunity to select a minority candidate when they were already selecting a minority candidate?
No, I'm not sure, because District 3, again, under the current plan, does not elect James or Williams. So
But
it's not effective under our functional analysis, and yet it does elect Willingham, who is clearly the candidate of choice of Black voters overwhelmingly in that district.
But that's using numbers that says this is the voting age population. And if the voting age population turn out, but what about the whole discussion that the issue is that the minority population, voting age population is low. Does that not matter in if you go into Manans?
The going into Manans lowers the Black BAP remarkably. Yes, I mean the Black BAP in the district now is 52%, and if you go into Manans, District 3 loses about 10%. It's down at 41.45%. So it loses a lot of Black BAP. What you must be picking up are white voters who will vote for Black preferred candidates in Manans.
And there was a lot of push, and there was a lot of pushback by the legislators about Manans voters having nothing in common with Albany voters, yet we're hearing that white voters in Manans might very well support Black candidates.
That was gonna be my next question about,
Certainly they
when
support,
we look at
they
these
must have
districts, are we
supported-
supposed to be looking at districts and making sure that the people in the districts have the same interests and the same concerns? And when you cross into Manans, we're hearing that the concerns of the folks in Manans and the concerns of the people in Arbor Hill are totally different. They're totally separate. So how do you get,
That's not necessarily true. We had a legislature in Manans that gave testimony that there are commonalities between Manans and District 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources that they share going up that, like from food desert, like she hinted on the food deserts, like there's a lot of resources that whole strip between Albany and Manans shares, and those needs are, they're the same. She said it in the testimony.
Yeah, that's
It's true.
basically what she communicated in public hearings.
Is not true.
excuse me?
Wanda Willingham has joined our meeting.
I'm sorry. I don't know if we're allowed to
Wanda,
speak.
yeah, y'all are not allowed to speak. If you have input for us, you have to give it to us in an email.
In an email. Okay. All right.
So I guess my question becomes, when you look at what they have in common, and you say they have, out of 10 items, they have 2 in common, does that necessarily mean that that's going into that area?
Larry, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. We don't have anything that gives us that definitively. And clearly, the people that know these districts the best are the legislatures. We don't have anything that definitively defines all the different needs of these communities.
Okay.
What I would like to say, Marie, that the way people vote is a different thing versus when we go into Manans and we try to pick up that area, we dilute the minority population.
Well, we dilute the voting age population
Yeah, and
and,
even,
and also the total population.
yes.
That's correct. And that was part of one of the issues.
And that is the reason why in these revised plans, we are not trying to go into Manans.
on the other hand, District 3 on the November 9 plan is only marginally higher in Black BAP. It's at 44% versus 41%. So even though you haven't gone into Manans, the Black BAP is still considerably lower than it is currently. Where it is at 52%, I think.
And that is primarily because.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I think it is, I'm wrong. It's 47%, isn't it? Yeah, it's higher than I said. It's considerably higher. It's still below 52, but it's at 47.84%.
Okay, does anybody else have comments, concerns? So I would suggest that based on the discussion that we've been having, that we are not prepared right now to take a vote, that we need to digest all the information that we have in front of us and be prepared to vote on Wednesday. Is there agreement with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if there's no more questions with regard to the maps and the different scenarios that we have in front of us, then our next steps are to digest the different scenarios that we have in light of the discussion that we've been having today, in light of any additional comments that we might receive between now and Wednesday. Anything else we need to add to that?
The full commission, when they met on Thursday, was really curious about the timeline for you guys. So maybe if someone would update the commission about a hopeful vote for Wednesday.
Yeah, I
that'd be
will.
great.
I'll do that after this meeting. I'll send them an email.
The meeting on Wednesday is at 6 p.m.
Actually, it's at, I think it's at 7.
Okay, so I'll
Is
be at
it 7,
another.
Donna?
I'm looking at the map. What is
That's
that?
the one that we needed to change.
Wednesday, the 16th.
It's not on there. The 16th isn't on here. But no, it is. Yes, that's the one we changed to 7. Yes.
Yeah, Wednesday the 16th.
You know, there's a separate email. There's a separate email that I sent to you guys that talked about the 16th. I
Here.
forgot to put it on here, but there is an email that you received about, is it on?
Says
So am I looking at the wrong one?
7 o'clock here.
I got this one you
Yes.
just gave me.
I know.
Yeah, it's at,
Now,
it's at 7 o'clock.
Okay, Dr. Hanley, are you able to join us on Wednesday at 7?
let's see.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, if there's no further comments or discussions, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
A second.
It has been properly moved and seconded that the meeting be adjourned. All in favor? Aye. The meeting is adjourned at 10:53.